Hey, welcome back to the channel, Bookworms and Constant Readers. Today is another edition of Off the Books. This is episode 2, and I got 2 questions for this video. One comes from one of you, the subscribers, and I hope I am pronouncing your screen name right. Laura Lee, I think is how you say it. And they ask, I would like to know how you decide on your next book that you're going to read. Do I have a plan, or do I decide spontaneously? So I used to have a plan. I was going to follow like book series. Like I was going to read all the Stephen King books, or I was going to read like all the Dresden Files. And I thought about it, and I decided not to do that, because what if, a lot of people don't like the Dresden books. They don't want to hear about that all the time. So then I started mixing it up. Now, from watching the channel, the main focus on this channel is horror, thrillers, stuff like that. And then I also do science fiction, and then a little bit of fantasy, and then some other stuff thrown in along the way. And so what I try to do is stay consistent with, like right now, every other book is a Stephen King book, because I'm trying to get through them, because on like the 50 States, 50 Scares, I have to put that list on hold because the next book is for Colorado, and the book for Colorado is The Shining. Well, I want to do all the Stephen King books in publication order, so I have to get to the current book, Fairy Tale, and then start over at Carrie, and then when I get to The Shining, I can continue on with that series. So what I usually try to do is, if it's not a horror novel, I try and throw in something that I haven't done in a while. So, like, for instance, I did The Hunger, which was a horror novel, and it was off the 50 States, 50 Scares. Then I did Full Dark, No Stars, which was a Stephen King book. Well, the next Stephen King book is 11/22/63. So I'm going to do a science fiction book in between, kind of break it up a little. And then I'll probably do, like, I noticed I haven't done like a Dresden Files book in a while. So I'll probably do the next book in that series. And it also, I'm trying to generate views for my older videos, so I can reference like a series and tell people, if you haven't read these, go, watch my other videos, and you can kind of get caught up to what's going on in the series before watching the current video. And then the next question is from, and if I didn't answer your question fully, just leave a comment on what more you would like to know, and I'll do it in the next episode. Also, if you want to ask me a question about something, leave it in the comments, and it will be in a future episode, and I'll also give you the plug for it. So the next one actually is from a family friend. They want to know, what do I do besides read books? Do I have any other hobbies? So most of my time is taken up with school right now. trying to get my thesis written. But when I do have free time, my absolute favorite thing in the world, even more than books, is music. Um, I always thought about doing a music channel on YouTube, but I didn't know how to get past like all the copyright stuff and actually, playing music without getting the video taken down. So I did the next best thing, my second favorite thing, which is books and reading. But I love music, rock and roll, blues. Those are my favorite genres. I like anything rock and roll from the 50s all the way to today. Um, I like all blues. My favorite guitar player is Stevie Ray Vaughan. My favorite like blues musician is B.B. King. I love Jimi Hendrix. Uh, I also am a video gamer. I play video games every day. My current obsession is The Division 2. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have a lot of time to like watch TV or movies. Most of my time is taken up with school, and the good thing about writing a thesis is I can have music on while I'm doing it. Um, Whenever I take breaks, I'm either, hanging out with my family, I'm reading a book, or I'm playing video games. Um, I cannot wait till school is over with so I have more free time to do other stuff. Um, but yeah, when I do watch movies, it's usually horror movies. Horror movies are my favorite genre. Some of my favorite horror movies, there's way too many to name. My absolute favorite is The Exorcist. When I was little, that movie scared the shit out of me. Um, Now, not so much. It's still freaky, especially if you watch the extended edition, where they have the extended scenes and the flashes of stuff throughout the movie. Yeah, that one's really creepy. And that movie was always a fascination growing up around St. Louis because that event happened in St. Louis. And so, like, I've been to the house that the little boy stayed in. I haven't been inside, but I've driven by it. It's in the Belle Noire neighborhood of St. Louis. You can drive by it, still see it. Um, the When I was a kid, you would always hear stories of, what happened, and like the university is still there. The Alexian Brothers Hospital, it's since been torn down, but just the local lore around it. If you grew up anywhere near St. Louis, like you know about The Exorcist, um, and that was the inspiration for the book and the movie. Um, and speaking of the novel, I have never read William Blatley's novel, but it's on the 50 States 50 Scares, so it is coming up on the channel. Um, but I love watching Stephen King movies, even though they used to make me so mad because they were so different from the books. But I've seen enough interviews with him, and he talks about why they're different, and I get it. So now that I'm older, I can watch Stephen King movies and just enjoy them. I thought the new It was amazing. Um, And that's another little fun fact about me. My favorite book of all time is Stephen King's It. I think it is the scariest, most disturbing book he's ever written. If you haven't read it, I would say definitely check it out. But yeah, if you have any questions, it can be about books, it can be about whatever. Ask me in the comments. It doesn't have to be on these videos, it can be on any of my videos. Ask whatever questions you want, and I'll put them on, give you a shout out. Till next time, read more books.